Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are not going to like this one. A Netflix insider has broken their silence and is labelling the gruesome twosome an absolute nightmare, and so much more. Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef the Alternerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to another dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught me eye, and oh my goodness. Yeah, let's jump into this madness, shall we? And thanks and kudos first and foremost to Royal News Network at RNN_Royal News for sharing this link. So thank you so much for that. If you're on Twitter, give these guys a follow because they're really good at sharing the Hazza and Megxi news. Because yeah, Megxi and Hazza's $100 million Netflix deal is a Hollywood miss. This is an exclusive from TheWrap.com, and yeah, at the end of the day, we all know about the misses so far when it comes to this Netflix deal. First and foremost, we have the Live to Lead series that was released just after the Hazza and Megxi mockumentary. That absolutely bombed. It failed to give any success for Hazza, Megxi and Netflix. Following on from that, the Heart of Invictus series that was released last year failed to make the top 10 list in both the UK and US. So major fail there. Also as well, not so widely discussed as far as I'm concerned, but Megxi's animated series Pearl that she was trying to develop, that was cancelled. That didn't even get off the ground. Netflix was like, not worth it. Next. So, yeah, Megxi and Hazza have not had that much success in the grand scheme of things with the Netflix deal. And so what has gone wrong? Well, The Wrap has spoken to Netflix insiders, and amongst calling them an absolute nightmare, ooh, they are dropping the tea. So here we go. They're saying that the insider's saying that they've worn out their welcome in Hollywood with an iron-fisted desire for control combined with a lack of experience. Also as well with Archewell, so many executives coming and going. Well, a lot of people are just very unnerved and not really believing that Hazza and Megxi has got what it takes to actually produce series and TV films, because with executives coming and going, there's just no stability whatsoever with them. So one Hollywood creative who has worked with them said, quote, everything with them was fraught and complicated because they wanted complete control. Another insider with knowledge of the management of Archewell agreed, saying the couple have proven to be stubborn to the point of alienating others, saying it appears that they just want what they want and they won't take advice. Taking on Harry and Meghan was a grey coup for Netflix. Public relations and image guru Mark Borowski told The Wrap, saying it probably got a lot of eyeballs and subscriptions, but they never delivered. And that's true. When they first initially signed to Netflix for reported over $100 million, oh yeah, it got the eyeballs. Oh yeah, it got the headlines. And when the mockumentary Hazza and Megxi was released, yeah, it definitely got the eyeballs then. But since then, as I've just gone through a roster, there's just been fail after fail after fail. Now, this PR guru, Borski, also added that the clients he works with are closely watching their budgets and costs. But given the former royals' lifestyle, the amount of income this pair has to raise is enormous. And that's absolutely true. I reported last year there was a program in France that was released, Harry and Meghan Royal Business, and an insider said that just for maintenance costs alone for their Montecito Royal property is $4 million. Put on top of that the security costs. Put on top of that the children's private schooling and all that malarkey. On top of that, the massive budget that Megxi will have when it comes to makeup and clothes and all that malarkey. Whew, Oh, yeah, it is absolutely enormous, the amount of income they have to generate. Now, another insider with the knowledge of the Netflix deal with Archewell said it's an overhead agreement. So what this means is that not all of that money is actually going to be going to Hazza and Megxi, but it's also helping funding their staff, office and development fees. Now, the Harry and Meghan docuseries, directed by Liz Garbus, as we mentioned, was a hit. 81.6 million hours watched on the first 4 days, amounting to more than 28 million households watching. But production of this was apparently very, very difficult. One individual with knowledge of the series said dealing with the former royal couple was a, quote, nightmare. Saying Harry and Meghan made the collaborative process very hard to the point that there was no collaboration at all. And other projects have not gotten off the ground. As I had mentioned, in terms of success, Live to Lead, Heart of Invictus, even the Pearl animated series, they never went off the ground and were successful. Other things that haven't got off the ground, well, first and foremost, this Meet Me at the Lake movie, series, whatever's going on there, right? Last year, it was announced through the press that Megxi and Hazza had got the rights for the book to be able to develop it into a series, film, whatever, for Netflix. Well, that hasn't got off the ground. We also have, apparently, Prince Hazza and Megxi reportedly developing a Great Expectations prequel titled Bad Manners. Again, no further news has come out of this in terms of its development or anything like that. So this seems to have not lifted off the ground either. Furthermore, what's not been widely reported or widely discussed as far as I'm concerned, remember this little nugget here. Apparently Hazza was to be going solo in Africa and film a documentary on his own about it all. That doesn't seem to have lifted off the ground either. They're all a waste of space. Now, Bella Bajaria, and hopefully I've pronounced that right, if not, my absolute apologies, recently was asked about Hazza and Megxi and what's going on with all of these projects. And she says they have a couple of unscripted things they're working on with Brandon. Well, you could easily, let's say, argue that the Hazza documentary would be unscripted. But really? The Bad Manners, Great Expectations prequel? And the Meet Me at the Lake film series? What? They're unscripted? I don't think so. So, is it the scripted situations that were announced with, Meet Me at the Lake and the Great Expectations prequel has now been dropped because they've not lifted off the ground, as per what Bella Bajaria is saying here, Netflix Chief Content Officer? This is absolutely insane. They said, and they actually have a bunch of development. They have a movie in development, a series that they're working on. So all very early development with a movie, a TV show, and a couple of unscripted shows. But yeah, the movie's great. So she then tries to mop up saying, oh, no. Remember Meet Me at the Lake. Remember the Bad Manners, Great Expectations situation. But this to me, with what she said, when you look at the language and the absolute words that she's saying here, it's actually mixed messages. It's either, oh, no, they're working on unscripted, or they're working on scripted and unscripted. Well, which one is it, right? Netflix don't even know what the hell Hazza and Megxi are doing, it seems, right? And so a lot of them are absolutely being unnerved by the fact that Archewell is just not doing well at all when it comes to their staff. They're not able to keep their staff on for very, very long. You have Mandana Dayani, who was the president of Archewell from May 2021 to December 2022, who stepped down just days before the Hazza and Megxi mockumentary aired with no reason provided. Ben Browning, over a year ago in January 2023, had left. You had Bennett Levine, a production manager, who also left in January, as did a Rebecca Sinanes, who was head of audio. She left as well. You also have Nishika Kumbel, who lasted less than 2 years in the role, who was their SVP of scripted TV. She's left. So all these executives are leaving. And, the PR guru, Borkowski, hopefully I've pronounced that right. If not, again, my apologies. Is saying Meghan and Harry don't have a quality team around them. Seems like they don't have a team around them, full stop. They just keep quitting or leaving. He's saying they drive this ship, they're in the wheelhouse. Whether the Obamas or Meghan and Harry have to defer to people who can really get the job done. But as this article has been saying before, yeah, you got to defer to people who can really get the job done. But it looks like Harry and Meghan have major control issues. They want it done their way or the highway, right? He then says they just need to sort out a proper production company. They need significant hires, people who can actually develop scripts and wrangle talent. And then you've got an industry insider that's saying that Meg's is extremely ambitious and knows what she wants. But in terms of discussions with her talent agency, WME, saying there have been issues with executive turnover inside Archewell. Now, Borkowski is also saying, again, the PR guru, I think possibly Netflix has dodged a bullet. They know their content, they are data wonks, they know where the interest is. So they've got a very good idea or not whether there's a huge amount of excitement around Meghan and Harry. Well, let's put it this way, right? With all their fails, okay, of Live to Lead, Heart of Invictus, Pearl, and all these other projects that have just seemingly not gone off the ground either. You've got Meet Me at the Lake, the Great Expectations prequel of Bad Manners, this whole Prince Harry solo African documentary. Yeah, I think Netflix have a really, really good idea of the amount of excitement around Megxie and Hazza. It's very, very low. And exactly as it's concluding here, you know, the viewing public may not be interested in a romantic movie from the Sussexes, a la Meet Me at the Lake, right? Saying they create a lot of column inches, but do people want content from them unless it's revealing something extraordinary about themselves or the British royals? I don't know how much more they can reveal. And this is the thing. How much more can they bash the royals before people just start getting absolutely disinterested in them? No one cares about any of their other projects, as I've just shown you, because they've all freaking bombed. No one cares about their other projects because no one cares about them in the sense of they're not popular, they're hated, they're not well liked. And if you're not well liked, then what you're trying to sell is not going to be liked or received in a kindly manner. Let's put it that way. It's just going to bomb. It's as simple as that. And Netflix, it seems, has finally woken up and realised that's just it now for the Hazza and Megxie contract. So it's just a matter of time before those two are from Netflix. And yeah, what will they do next? But yeah, just to recap, yeah, insiders are starting to break their silence, saying that they've got massive control issues. They're extremely worried in terms of their Archewell production company with the turnover of the executives coming and going. They can't keep a stable, steady ship, so they're not reliable at all, with one of them literally calling them a freaking nightmare. With that being said, if you appreciated this video and you want more, believe me, of course there's going to be more, then make sure you subscribe to join our alternate tribe. I'll be honest with you, help us get to 100k so we can get that silver play button right there and hopefully cause a Christopher Boozy meltdown on Twitter. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theories, whatever's. Also as well, if you've got some very strong opinions about this whole Netflix deal and the insiders finally breaking their silence, and I bet you do, then make sure you send me a super thanks. It's just below this video right here. We can have a conversation about this because it does guarantee a response from me. And until the next time, you guys, laters.